What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Emceemur here, and welcome back to another video. Got a very special presentation planned for you today. Before we get started, I hope you're going to go ahead and drop a like on this video. I hope if you haven't already done so, that you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show and be a part of what we got going on here. Make sure that you share this content with a friend on social media or wherever you hang out. Today we're going on an arcade adventure, and along the way we're going to compare and contrast collecting real arcade cabinets versus products from ARCADE1UP. Specifically, the pricing myths and misconceptions. We're also going to ride out to Captain Retro's storage lockers today because he has a deal for us that I'm told simply can't be passed up. Now, I own 1UPs, but I've paid as little as $150 on some of these. If you remember, at one point, these units retail for about $200 to $300, but now tip the scales at about $700, and they're inching up toward $1,000. Regardless of the fun I've had with these products, the product prices itself out at that point. The misconception is that real arcade units can run you thousands of dollars, where the reality is ARCADE1UPs have basically priced themselves beyond what actual real cabinets can cost you in today's market. Mind you, this isn't a diss track to ARCADE1UP. Rather, it's an invitation for anyone to get their feet wet in the arcade hobby. We're going to take a look at one fabulous deal on an arcade machine that I facilitated myself not too long ago. It all started at the Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Speaking of which, arcade and pinball expos are great places to find great deals on real machines, especially toward the end of the events when the prices start to drop.
As you can see right here, Street Fighter for $550. Real arcade machines cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, no, they really don't.
Every year I see so many great machines at or under the great and affordable $500 price point, and it's just amazing to me. I happen to run up on this Sega clutch hitter arcade machine. It's a baseball game, alright? And okay, it's a baseball game, but from the era that this was from, the early 90s, just had some really deliciously nostalgic rosters. This thing really spoke to me. It played a lot like the Sports Talk baseball game for the Sega Genesis that did so well, a game that I spent a lot of time on back in the day. It was priced at $350 and there were clearly no takers. I called the seller. That's the great thing again about expos, and these people are right there on site. I ended up negotiating to get this cabinet for only $250, an outstanding deal for a beautiful machine, real arcade in real good shape. You gotta love it. If you're a long-time watcher of the show, you might remember a few SFGEs back, I was able to locate an original Double Dragon arcade machine, a holy grail for me, just probably bar none my favorite arcade machine of all time. Had it listed for $550 and I negotiated down to $450 for this tremendous machine. Again, a holy grail of my collection, if you'll pardon the overused term. Now, circling back to ARCADE1UP and talking about the $500 price point, which is really where I had to draw the line. Some of these machines I just had to have for my collection. I'm glad that I have them. I've had a lot of fun with them. I really have. Anything beyond that, though, we're getting into the realm of what you would expect to pay for real working arcade cabinets. And we've gotten there, right? Again, we're looking at $700 price points on the newly announced models from this company. And I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm here to talk about, pricing from a consumer standpoint, and again, to dispel this myth that you can't get into real arcade gaming because it costs too much. It really doesn't. I've seen it firsthand. That's why I want to look at some of this with you. The argument that you're going to have to work on these things too, that just doesn't hold up. Because you're going to have to work on your ARCADE1UPs too. I mean, they've shown us that they can't last more than 2 weeks sitting on display at a given Walmart floor. So that's just what you get into with arcade machines. They're going to give you problems. Things are going to wear out. You're going to have to work on them. Those Tron machines that came out, the handles were coming right off in people's hands. So yeah, you're going to have to work on them. But at least when you got real machines, right, you got people that excel at that kind of thing. And when you're talking about getting a machine for as low as $100 and $200, which I have done multiple times, then you free up that room, that margin, what you save beneath that assumed $500 to $700 price point that we're seeing on these other units, to go into repairs, to pay somebody to do work for you if indeed you're not actually going to do it yourself. You'd be surprised how many people are out there, very reputable and ready to work on machines. And for me, it's Captain Retro, my fellow content creator and longtime friend. And again, he's got a deal for us that I'm told we just can't pass up. So we're gonna head out there to his storage locker, see once again what this guy's got for us. I'm running out of room around here. So we're here at Captain Retro's garage. I can't think of anywhere else I would rather be on a Saturday afternoon. You got something for us. So there's all kind of things, you know, in here. I mean, there's gateways to Narnia and this some bitch, but we're about to get in here. Captain's got something for us. The last time he had something for me, well, I'll put a link to that right here so you can see what all happened in the past episodes of changing my garage into an arcade. Well, let's get in here right now and check out some of these units.
So the front thing here is for you. It's something I found and I was like, that's too hell of a good of a price to not pick it up. And you know what? I'm gonna give it to Andy. So check this out.
Great, googly moogly.
It needs a little bit of work, but as far as I know, it's a working board and a working monitor. We need to rebuild the control panel. But this is a golden axe for you, buddy.
Oh my.
Yeah, this thing's been busted all to hell, but I've got all these parts. We can fix all this stuff up. And as far as I know, the board set works. And I know the golden axe is one of your jams. Plus, it's a Frogger cabinet.
Oh, so
how neat is that? I mean, it was working. I paid $300 for it. It was working. It's a working board set. The board alone is worth like $500 for a golden axe. So, and the tube is another $200, $250 for a working monitor. So, I think the game will boot up, and it might play player 2 right now, you know what I mean? But that one might still be plugged in, but this first player got ripped out, something happened to it. I've got a controller we can swap in there. So this was originally a Frogger, and you know, we could convert it back to a Frogger if you want. We find a Frogger board and throw it in there and make it a Frogger. I know you love Frogger.
I do love Frogger, but I love Golden Axe more.
But we could take the Golden Axe and throw it in a different cab, you know what I mean? This was a game, I don't think Golden Axe came in its own. I think it was a conversion kit game. I don't believe there's a standalone Golden Axe cabinet. I could be wrong about that.
So first of all, for the most killer arcade pickups on the platform, you need to check out Captain Retro on his channel. I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this video so that you can head right over there and subscribe and let him know that Emceemur sent you. But second of all, the captain that makes it happen, he's making it happen again. He's got us something killer here. A Golden Axe in a cabinet, $300, a killer price for what this is, given the fact that the board actually goes for almost twice that. Yes, it needs some work, but it's work that he can do, right? So we're in good shape there, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to come out of this still underneath the current ARCADE1UP price point when all is said and done. And I mean cosmetics and everything. We got to make sure this thing works. He wants to take this thing over to an adjoining locker that has power run to it so we can plug it up. Fingers crossed.
I hear noises. Yep. Golden Axe.
What?
Look at that, bruh. Clean. Insert coin. Let's see if we got sound, we got coins. 2-player. That's working. So it's playable as is. We just gotta fix this first player control.
I've seen it all. Ooh. Poor Alex. Alex, what has happened? You just saw it. I got walloped in the head.
Man, we have ignition and we have liftoff. It's running, right? The sound is just phenomenal. It's so loud and pronounced. Now we just got to get some joysticks up in this thing and get it playable. It's time to get this thing back to Captain's workshop where he can start working his magic on it. The end result, of course, being a playable Golden Axe cabinet. For me, Golden Axe, much like Double Dragon, is a game that I spent so much time on in the arcades. So many quarters, beat it so many times, and then absolutely just continued to love the game when it came home on Sega Genesis, even though the game was $80 at the time, and you think about how much that was back then. But yeah, this is Grail level stuff. This is a game I had to have playable in my GarageCade. There's plenty more wildness going on in Captain's workshop. You know, once we get there, I'm already seeing these pinball machines. Some are still being worked on, and some are ready to rock and roll. Some are brand new. He's got this Stern Godzilla sitting here. I mean, this sucker's rolling at about $9 grand for one of these bad boys, and you know, it looks it. An absolutely beautiful machine. And I'm seeing Super Mario Brothers here in a Nintendo cabinet, and that's always fantastic to me too. I've played so many Play Choice 10 cabinets out and about. Any game in a Nintendo cabinet, doesn't matter how much I've played it at home, it's fun to just sit there and wail on it a little bit in stand-up mode.
I've been playing it a while actually. I've been trying to get used to like playing with a controller like this. My Play Choice 10, I'm just no good on it, man. It's actually in the storage locker, and
I've never been real good on them either. It's very hard to get used to those.
From playing,
well, because you play it at home on a pad,
yeah,
you know.
the controller all the time.
It's not that we didn't play Choice 10s in arcades, but you didn't play them every day.
No, and it was rare, and if you did, it was like at KB Toys, and you were there because you had 15 minutes because your mom, you know, was shopping and let you run in there for a second.
You're having what you want, did. Hoot hoot.
Boom, boom.
Our arcade adventure does not end here. So much more to come. There's going to be more updates on that Golden Axe cabinet as they come in, as it comes in to the GarageCade. We're going to see all of that in future videos, update videos. Again, so much more to come. What did you think about everything that you saw here today? What are your thoughts on ARCADE1UP and the price points that they're at now? What machines do you have? Leave me something in the comment section of this video, because you know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the Emceemur Show, something that we do a lot of. Again, so much more action coming your way right here on the show. And if you're ready to jump into some action right now, I'll put a link right here to another fabulous video in our GarageCade series. We've looked at some really cool machines. The deals are out there, and that was the point of this whole presentation. Get in on it. Emceemur signing off for this fantabulous episode, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.